Back time is 8:19. One of the most successful schools on the UNM campus is the School of Law, and it's becoming more and more evident as recent grads not only succeed in gaining employment, but they're having a better success than many of their peers across the region and the country. We like to hear that. Here with how the school is so successful and a story of experience too after law school, which is very cool. Assistant Dean of Student and Career Services Heather Harrigan and a recent UNM Law School graduate Elizabeth Piazza. So good to have you both this morning. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Adam.
Let's first talk about the School of Law. Why? What happens? What is so successful about the school and how it got there?
Well, I think it begins with our really brilliant faculty who teach a curriculum it's interesting. It's a unique, pioneering curriculum that does a great job of marrying both the doctrinal classes and the experiential learning. We have a nationally ranked clinical component to our curriculum that all of our graduates are required to take before they get a degree from the University of New Mexico School of Law. And there are experiential opportunities built into the curriculum pretty much throughout.
Even more so than perhaps some other schools of this size, right? Across the country?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I think a lot of other law schools are sort of playing catch up in terms of getting experiential learning built into their curriculum, whereas the University of New Mexico School of Law has been doing it for over 40 years.
And maybe one way to gauge that would be employment rates. How do UNMs compare to the national rate?
We're doing great. We really are. And so if you will dig into the numbers a little bit here. So our overall employment rate for the class of 2014, which is the class that we have the most recent data points for, is 96%. Oh, wow. That's all of our graduates, and that's all types of employment. But I think when you're looking at employment rates, you need to dig deeper. So in our class of 2014, for example, 94% of our graduates have jobs that are either JD bar passage required or JD Advantage types of positions, jobs where that JD degree has made a difference in them getting that job. So
very cool. The recent UNM Law School grads, the types of jobs that they're getting, and that's a good gauge as well, right? To actually know what's actually happening on the job level. Elizabeth, where are you currently?
I'm currently working at Montgomery & Andrews. It's a firm here in Albuquerque, and we have an office in Santa Fe.
And how would you say UNM's Law School prepared you for that?
From the beginning, Career Services is there, introducing themselves to you and getting to know each student individually, which is really important. There's a lot of training opportunities, even learning how to network, basic skills like that, externships, and just preparing you for that final decision and what you're going to do after law school.
You must be pretty proud, too, of your school.
So very proud, actually. I can echo what Heather was saying about the faculty is great, and it's a really good community. I think one of the important things too is how close UNM School of Law community is with all of the other attorneys in the state. Actually, it's a very close-knit community, and we all work really well together, and that's very helpful too.
How can people get more information about the school then if they're interested in getting involved?
They can simply just go to the website. It's www.lawschool.unm.edu.
And there are other options in the region, but this might be one to consider then. I mean, not nationally looking at the national statistics, but also the regional one.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our employment rates, again, are incredibly strong. So nationally, in terms of the long-term full-time bar passage required jobs, which is a key metric, because that's really the type of job that students are looking for when they apply to law school, we're outpacing the national rate by 20%.
We're out of time, but it's so fascinating. Thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Heather
you.
and Elizabeth.
Thank you very
it.
much.
Thank you
and
very
more
much.
on KRQE.com. We'll be right back.